welcome back to I Was Reincarnated as a Seventh Prince. Anime review episode number 4. We're here reviewing episodes 7 and 8. We pick up them last time, where Ren is attacking Lloyd. Lloyd basically comes in front of her. Now, Lloyd does not do anything particularly interesting to her. You're like, oh, he. Her whole thing is that she has poison everywhere and people will die from poison. And she just immobilizes. Oh, you'll be fine in a few days. Lloyd proceeds to cure himself and fly the chase after her. Because of course he does. And Selphie basically wonders what the heck is going on. Because she goes out with basically Lloyd's big bear wolf. And of course Lloyd chases her down. And they were introduced to the Assassin's Guild. And the members are the following. We have Galea, this big bulky guy who's voiced by Chris George. I'm like, yes, the first voice actor who I recognize, and I met Chris George. Awesome guy to meet in person, by the way. His ability is that he can control his spider webs. He's known as Galea the Spider because his whole thing was webbing. Yes. Then there's also Talia, this beautiful woman who is really looking for some point to Selphie. They mentioned Selphie in the episode. So she's voiced by Brianna Roberts. This is a pretty interesting job. And she also got an X mark across her eye. Her whole thing is that whenever she hurts herself, she basically has the other person take the pain too. And of course Lloyd gets it, he heals himself, like, oh, she's healed too. There's Babylon the Rat, who's voiced by Charles Nagan. His whole thing is that he can stretch his body. Yep, he can stretch his body, like various different ways, can't control it. Then there's Crow, who has a speaking problem. Where every time he speaks, like a single word, it causes damage. And after Lloyd defeats him, he proceeds to give him all enchantments to control abilities. And based upon the nicknames, Gal gets a spider on his shoulder, actually on his back. He did space first, and of course Crow gets his on his mouth. Cover his little thing there. Telly, I think, gets hers on his shoulder. Ren gets a butterfly, and Babylon gets basically a rat. And as a thank you for helping him control abilities, he joins the guild. This small group. And then all of a sudden, like, they have a feast to welcome in. And then a mysterious black envelope shows up with the seal of the group, sent by the leader, Jade. Like, oh, like, they're very suspicious of it because, well, the main reason why is because, well, they haven't heard for a while. Like, it has to be very precise. This is spatial time magic, because Lloyd explains it. So then the episode ends with them all teleporting to the Lighthouse Kingdom, which is where, of course, where Jade is from. Selphie arrives there and, of course, basically informs Albert and then about what happened to Lloyd, that they think he may have been kidnapped by them. Actually, he went with them. And got really close to the castle. Of course, it rests for a while. Of course, it has some food, bucket, bonding moments. And then, of course, Lloyd falls asleep. Then he gets, like, left in the middle of a field with a bunch of animals. And I'm surprised the fact they left a 10-year-old boy by himself. Yeah. So they all go visit the castle, like, oh, you must be in the Assassin's Guild. Like, oh, it's Jade. Except this is not Jade. This is a demon posing as him. A psycho demon from a land across the sea where he brought from another world. Apparently this guy killed Jade and he basically took possession of his body. And he's begging for death. Yeah. He apparently also took over the kingdom because he was the third son. So he took over as a leader, which, how the heck that was accomplished, don't know. Given the fact his ability was very hard to control. So, of course, he mentioned when he was on this guy, like, oh, it took me some time to basically master this thing. They hadn't seen this guy in freaking months, and yet he's basically here like the Lord of the Kingdom. And then he wants basically to kill them all because, well, they think, oh, because you use them? No, because it's my demon. And of course, he sees the mark on Ren. He's like, who defiled your body? It's a tattoo. It's enchantment. And then Lloyd shows up and says, "I did it." We got a big hole, big crater in the ground. End of the episode, but really good 2 episodes. I figured though I had 2 left, so I was planning on doing a couple more anime, like quick ones. But I figured though I have 2 episodes left to go. Just get this done right now. Get this one done and over, so I can basically move on to something else. But still, really good series. I enjoy it. So next up, that last 2 episodes have been officially dubbed. I think the season since wrapped up, but since the fact this is going to be added by review schedule, it'll be ending the same week as Too Smart to Win Fantasy, and actually, I think it might end before that. I think it might end like 1 week prior because basically next episode is a penultimate episode. For those other 2, they have like 3 left, so this will be there for like about a couple weeks, and then like next week basically I'm going to be free. Okay, see you next video. Bye.